We made it to Madrid.
Just kidding, we didn't make it to Madrid. We're actually back in San Diego because I made a stupid travel mistake.
Well, I wouldn't call it a mistake. It was more of like bad luck combined with poor planning. Okay, never mind. It's probably a mistake. But let's start from the beginning. Our morning started very early in the morning and we're on the way to the San Diego airport. Our Uber driver was super talkative for 5 o'clock in the morning, but we were ready to fly. This is our itinerary. San Diego to Las Vegas and Las Vegas to Chicago is our positioning flight, and we wanted to get on the Iberia Chicago to Madrid flight in business class. If you don't already know, a positioning flight is a flight where you position yourself to another airport that's other than your home airport. And so the reason why you want to position yourself to another airport is that there might be a better miles and points redemption at the airport, or a deal that's happening at the airport where you can fly for less points or it's a cheaper fare, and you can position yourself to the airport so that you can take advantage of that cheaper redemption or that lower fare. And so that's a positioning flight. We're flying out of Terminal 1, and Terminal 1 in San Diego is primarily Southwest flights. Our Las Vegas flight is going out of Gate 5. And the nonstop flight from San Diego to Midway was departing out of Gate 6 right next to us. At this point, I was like wondering, should I have taken the nonstop flight from San Diego to Midway? The San Diego to Midway flight was leaving on time even though there was a snowstorm moving through Chicago, but I figured our Las Vegas to O'Hare ticket would have been fine because there was going to be a break in the storm between 3 and 4 o'clock when we would be landing at O'Hare. At the time of booking, I figured I didn't want to fly from San Diego to Midway and then take the train from Midway to O'Hare. I figured it was better to stop in Vegas and fly from Vegas directly into O'Hare to catch our Iberia flight that's flying out of O'Hare. So we boarded our flight and we're on the 737 MAX 8. It had all the cool mood lighting, and our flight from San Diego to Las Vegas was completely uneventful. Once we landed in Vegas, we made our way to the Centurion Lounge. We had some breakfast and a drink, and a completely underrated, untalked about amenity of airport lounges are clean bathrooms and the nice amenities. So we made our way over to the C gates where Southwest flights typically depart out of. We're so glad that we had lounge access because the terminal was really busy and there's people everywhere. While we waited for our flight to board, we did a luggage wheels test, the Tumi bag versus the Rimowa bag, and pushing them, you can tell which one obviously won. The Rimowa definitely has better wheels and rolls way smoother and further than the Tumi bag. It was already 9:21, our flight was supposed to board at 9:15, and this is where things kind of took a turn for the worse. Around 9:30, we all lined up to board, and we got this email. Our departure time has changed to 12:48, and if you remember the original itinerary, that's a 3-hour delay. That means we weren't gonna make our Chicago to Madrid flight.
We just needed to get in the air, and then by the time we get to Chicago, it would have cleared out. It wasn't all good, but now we're kind of screwed. Yeah, we have no other options to get into O'Hare. Currently, O'Hare has planes being diverted, planes aren't making it to O'Hare.
After waiting for a few minutes to see if anything changes, we decided that our best option was to just fly back home. Our Madrid trip was only gonna be 4 days anyways, and it wasn't worth it to make our way all the way to Madrid for only 3 days. So I walked over to the Southwest desk and asked,
I was wondering if you can help us out. We came from San Diego to Las Vegas here and don't want to continue on to Chicago.
They changed our tickets without asking any questions, and now we had tickets to go back home.
Damn. This sucks. Now let's see how long it takes to call Iberia to reschedule this flight.
So it took about 15 minutes to get somebody on the phone from Iberia, which was a lot shorter than I expected because I've been on hold for at least an hour before to get somebody from Iberia. And I checked my online account and I saw that I was able to change the ticket all the way until 2023 if I chose to. But the guy on the phone said I couldn't change the ticket, it was too close to departure, and he was giving me all these reasons I can't change the ticket. But to my surprise, while I was boarding, I was able to change my ticket with no issues on the app. And this was surprising because typically Iberia's online website or their app is complete shit, and you can usually never really change a flight or cancel a flight online. You would have to call in every single time. This is all good because this is the 5th time I had to change this ticket and I wasn't charged anything to change the ticket. So now we bumped it all the way until 2023. We continued on to cancel all of our hotels, and good thing we have flexible cancellation policies on some of the reservations we made through American Express Travel, using the American Express $200 Fine Hotel and Resorts benefit from the American Express Platinum. So that was all easy to cancel those hotels, and we just made our way back to San Diego. I think the only thing we can do is just smile and just be glad that we didn't lose the Iberia ticket and we got home without having to pay anything additional. We can just say that we flew out to Las Vegas to check out the Centurion Lounge and had breakfast and then flew home. I think I learned a couple lessons here. Chicago is not to be messed with in the winter. I should know this since I lived in Chicago for 3 or 4 years. Lesson number 2, when it comes to positioning flights, pick the non-stop positioning flight. Less can go wrong and less to worry about. Lesson number 3, flexible cancellation and change policies are golden during the time of travel right now with all the disruption and all the things that are going on. Book as many flights and hotels as you can with miles and points, because miles and points reservations typically give you more flexibility and more options to change your ticket if you have to change them or cancel them. If you learned something new and you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button and follow me over on Instagram.